So, hello everybody. As you know, my name is Jason, and today we have the amazing Funk Roberts with us, who is going to chat to us for Fitness Over 40 and for our Rig Run seminars. So, Funk Roberts, over to you.
Thank you so much, and I want to thank you for having me here, and everyone who's live or even watching the replay. I truly appreciate being able to share my knowledge. So again, my name's Funk Roberts, and today I'm gonna talk about your health. I'm gonna talk about how to optimize it while working in your demanding environment, of offshore rigging and in the offshore industry. So we're going to dive into various aspects, such as physical attributes required for the job. I think it's really important for you to understand some of the physical attributes that are required for your job and how it transforms or transfers into your workouts. We're going to talk about how to maintain and boost testosterone levels, how the best type of workouts you should be doing, what to stay away from, how to use nutrition to support your hormones so that you not only support those hormones, but you lose unwanted fat, you build muscle, you sustain your energy throughout the entire day. But first, I'm gonna back up and just kind of introduce myself a little bit more, because I'm sure many of you or none of you know who I am, and you're probably thinking, why is this guy even talking about this? So again, my name's Funk Roberts. I'm 54 years old. I'm a former professional athlete turned MMA strength and conditioning coach. And what that did, when I turned to MMA strength and conditioning coach, I created funkmma.com, which was a portal for fighters in UFC, BJJ, wrestlers, MMA athletes, all major organizations, and pretty much all fighters throughout the years have used my workouts that I've created. At the same time, I helped to popularize metabolic conditioning. You probably know it more as HIIT training, but that was one of the things I was part of revolutionizing throughout the fitness industry in the last decade. I created a certification course, and pretty much all of the type of workouts that I use are based on metabolic training. And that's going to come into play later on when I talk about some of the workouts. And the reason why I love them is because they help you build muscle, they help you burn fat, and they help you improve your fitness effectively. But now I'm 54 years old, and I'm known around the world really as the guy who helps men in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s completely transform their bodies, completely transform their health, and completely transform their lives. I'm the founder of the Over 40 Alpha Brotherhood, which currently has over 15,000 men all over the world who are completely transforming their bodies and lives, and renewing their life through mindset, through sleep, through recovery, workouts, nutrition, supplementation, and naturally increasing their testosterone levels. So I've been in the industry for a decade. I'm pretty well respected in the health and fitness industry, and I'm hoping to share that knowledge with you. A lot of my knowledge is backed by research and science. So let's start off with diving into some of these aspects. So first, I don't have experience in the offshore industry, so I don't know, you know, firsthand, but I do know about the attributes needed, while you're working. So we're going to dive into some of the physical attributes that you need for your job. So again, working in the offshore industry probably requires a lot of a unique combination of physical strength. You're going to need endurance. You're going to need flexibility. You're going to need balance. You're going to probably need some eye-hand coordination. Not to mention the mental toughness of being in a remote place, the remote and demanding nature of your job. This makes it you guys kind of like a unique group with specific health and fitness needs, specifically as we get older. So also you probably see a lot of health struggles like muscular skeletal disorders and fatigue and chronic health issues and a lot of stress. So when you start to understand some of these aspects, it's going to help you optimize your fitness and optimize your nutrition strategies so you can be more effective at work and in life. So let's break down some of those aspects. First of all, strength, right? So as an offshore rigging work, you're probably involved in heavy lifting, physical strenuous tasks. So you're going to need what I call overall strength. Like when I used to train fighters, I used to call it all day, every day, all time strength. So you have to have the same strength in the first round that you do in the fifth round. And it's the same thing throughout your work. You have to be able to have that strength throughout your shift, and particularly upper body and core strength as well to handle a lot of the physical demands that you guys have. So, moving heavy equipment and machinery and performing drilling operations, carrying out routine maintenance tasks, that requires a lot of strength. Of course, you need endurance, like the shift the work shifts in offshore industry are often long, and I'm assuming they stretch from 12 hours and even more. So you need to require a good amount of stamina, amount of cardiovascular health to be able to sustain your energy levels throughout your shifts. Flexibility and balance, right? You guys have to maneuver in tight spaces. You're probably climbing up and down ladders, maintaining stability on a moving deck if it's moving. So again, you need that flexibility, you need that balance, so you prevent injuries along with being able to do your work the best you can. And of course, eye-hand coordination. There's probably a lot of tasks that you guys do that involve precise manual work. So having that good hand-eye coordination and overall coordination is important. Resilience, being able to work through the physical demand that you guys have, the fatigue, the muscular discomfort. So a high level of physical resilience is important. And then, of course, mental toughness. That work environment in offshore rigs, again, I don't know firsthand, but it probably is very harsh, probably very isolated. So having that good mental health to cope with the challenge of working long hours, to cope with living away from home for extended periods of time, to cope with all the physical demands of the job is going to be key. So let's move into, so now that you know the physical stuff, let's move into hormones, the role of testosterone, because this is going to be pretty important as I go through everything else with you. Testosterone is our number one male hormone. Okay, it is responsible for everything. Unfortunately, when we reach the age of 30, our testosterone levels naturally decrease 1 to 2% every single year. So it's naturally decreasing every year. So by the time we get to 40, 50, 60, 70, or again, it starts from our 30s. So we can start to feel different. Like, man, I'm not feeling the same way I did. I'm struggling at work. I'm struggling to get energy. And testosterone supports muscle mass. It supports fat loss. It supports bone density. It supports your mood. It supports your libido. It supports everything. And with declining testosterone levels, which is a natural part of aging, it's going to be a lot harder for you to not only build muscle, but maintain muscle while you decrease fat. And let's talk about muscle for a second, because we're also suffering from sarcopenia, which is a natural loss of muscle due to aging. So again, we have to make sure that in our fitness, we are building muscle. We're continuously building muscle, because muscle is a longevity for life. The more muscle you have, the more metabolic you're going to be, the stronger you're going to be. And we're not talking about big bodybuilding muscle. We're just talking about continuously building muscle, putting resistance against the body. So maintaining healthy testosterone levels is essential, specifically when you work in your industry, because testosterone has enemies, right? Enemies like cortisol, which is a stress hormone that we do need in the morning. Like right now, for me, it's 7 a.m. So my cortisol levels are high. And of course, I'm doing this right now. But throughout the day, your cortisol levels are supposed to slowly go down. Yes, there's going to be spikes, but chronic cortisol, chronic stress kills your testosterone levels, let alone adds fat, belly fat, adds unwanted fat, and of course sets you up for chronic illness. Estrogen, which is a female hormone, we do need a little bit of estrogen, but too much estrogen causes belly fat storage again, causes fat around the pecs, and also kills your T levels, right? Insulin resistance through the type of foods that we eat. If we're not eating the right foods, we're going to have insulin resistance. Of course, inflammation. You do not want inflammation specifically for what you guys do. Imagine if you have a little bit of a sore shoulder, and now you're eating a bunch of sugar or a bunch of snacks and foods that will inflame you. Then now you're at work and you're like, oh man, why is my shoulder hurting way too much? Why is my back hurting more? Why is my knees hurting? Well, that's because you're probably inflamed, and that chronic inflammation will definitely hinder your health. So let's go in. So again, understanding that testosterone is probably the number one thing you need to be thinking about right now, knowing that we need to build muscle because we are losing it every single year, and it just accelerates. So start from your mid 30s, you're starting to lose muscle if you're not doing things that build muscle, and how important that is. And then of course we want to make sure that we look at those enemies and keep them at bay. We do need some of those things, but not too much. So let's talk about fitness. Let's talk about what not to do, right? Because again, you are offshore workers, right? Rig workers. So I just went through all of the attributes that you need for your job, right? And I did that for a reason, because when we come to fitness, what do you not want to do? What are the best workouts to do? What are the worst workouts to do? So I'm going to give you the 2 worst workouts that you can do for you guys, and also for men over 40. Number 1 is bodybuilding style workouts, where you're just focusing on a specific muscle group. You're isolating muscles, biceps, bicep curls. You're doing tricep kickbacks. Like, first and foremost, when you're wasting your time isolating muscle groups, instead of doing something that's going to help you with your entire body, you are not giving your muscles enough of what they need. You're not giving your body enough of what you need. You don't need bodybuilding anymore. Those workouts were back when we were younger. Those workouts are for people who want to step on stage, right? And number 2, it's too much volume, right? Because we do need recovery. As we get older, for us to recover, you guys probably know this in your late 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. You know that, man, my recovery takes a lot longer. So when you're doing bicep day, tricep day, chest day, back day, shoulder day, leg day, you're not giving your body enough time to recover. Also, again, thinking about the physical attributes, right? If we have to do a whole bunch of things and move in different planes of motion, doing bicep curls is not going to do anything for us. And we can still build muscle training a different way. The second thing you don't want to do is those long cardio, like that long, 45 minutes, 60 minutes on the treadmill or the elliptical. I know that you think that that's going to help you lose weight, but it's going to actually kill your muscle, because those long bouts of cardio eats away at your muscle. That aerobic training, long aerobic, there's a time and place for it, but it's not when you're trying to get into healthy shape for longevity, specifically at our age. What it kills our muscle, it boosts cortisol, because anything after 30 minutes, any type of workout after 30 minutes, main workout after 30 minutes, your cortisol levels will be high. After if you stop at 30 minutes, then your cortisol levels will drop. Perfect. But if you continue to go, your cortisol levels will continue to rise, and then they'll stay there, which is not what you want. Remember, we talked about cortisol killing testosterone and also causing belly fat storage. So those 2 things are things that you want to stay away from. So you're probably asking me, okay, well, Funk, you just told us, like, we got to lose weight, you got to build muscle, sarcopenia. What should I do instead? Okay, what you should do is called, and write this down, functional total body metabolic workouts, 3 to 4 times a week, no more than 30 minutes of workout. So I'm going to say 3 times a week because you guys are super busy. So 3 times a week. So functional, total body, metabolic workouts 3 times a week. Let's break that down, because functional training and total body workouts are ideal for you guys, for men over 40, because these mimic job specific movements, right? They improve your full body strength. It enhances your cardiovascular health. It gives you better balance and coordination. It helps you to build muscle, and you are going to increase strength, right? Depending on the type of exercises that you put into those functional workouts. So let's break down each component, because I know that you've heard functional training. Oh, yeah, I gotta do functional training. You've probably seen a lot of, oh, this is functional, this is functional. But functional training is using fundamental movement patterns. And there's 6 main fundamental movement patterns. So every one of your workouts, you should have a hinge, a squat, a lunge, a push, a pull, and a core or carry. And then I add on 4 other fundamental movements, like explosive power, cardio, which encompasses cardio, plyometrics, locomotive stuff. Mobility, which encompasses like animal movements and just mobility movements. Stability, so being able to be stable. And then rotation, because core, when I said core and carry, that's anti-rotation. That's not rotating. That's not, like when you're carrying something on a deck or what have you, big, heavy equipment, you don't want to be side to side. You want to be stable. You want to not rotate. But then there are times where you may be doing something where you have to twist and not twist. You have to rotate your body. So you're rotating to turn something or what have you. So you need both. So functional training using fundamental movement patterns. Number 2 is total body. Why am I saying total body workouts? Well, instead of focusing on biceps day, tricep day, back, shoulders, we're going to put together a 6 to 10 exercise circuit that hits the entire body, right? With at least those 6 fundamental movements. But think about this, 3 times a week, you're hitting your entire body. So not only are you enabling you to hit all of your muscle groups throughout the week, but you're also giving yourself time to rest in between. Because remember, when we're working out, when we're in the gym trying to build muscle, we're actually putting our body in a catabolic state. We're actually breaking down and tearing muscle fibers. We want to build up our muscle fibers. So how do you do that? Well, it's sleep, it's recovery day. Those are the times where your muscles recover, restore, and get ready for that next workout. And there's studies that have been shown, specifically Brad Schoenfield showed that 3 total body workouts per week trumps bro split training for men over 40 specifically. Now we go to metabolic training. Metabolic training is and this could be a combination of metabolic resistance training where you're picking up weights and going and doing metabolic training, or body weight. And what's metabolic training? Well, that's really moving from one exercise to another with little to no rest in between. So you may get a timer and go, okay, I'm going to do 40 seconds of, bent over row or bent over pull. And then I'm going to do for 20 seconds rest. And then I'm going to move on to chest press for 40 seconds because that's a push and the rows a pull, right? And then I'll move on to lunges for 40 seconds, rest 20 seconds. So you're not giving your body enough time to rest, which puts the intensity up high, and it's perfect because the results is something called EPOC, or the afterburn effect, which will allow you to burn calories during your workout and also after. Plus, when you're doing 30-minute workouts, metabolic workouts, you release your growth hormone and you release testosterone specifically after, and you don't spike your cortisol. Growth hormones we need for fat loss and also muscle building. So metabolic training, total body, 3 times a week, it's the sweet spot because, again, recovery is key, right? We need that recovery time. When I say recovery, I don't mean like not doing anything. I just mean you may go for a walk. You may go on the treadmill and do a walk. Most of the time, you want to do things like mobility. You may want to do yoga, Pilates, flexibility training to help you with that recovery and help with you with sustainability. And of course, 30-minute workouts, right? 30-minute workouts. Anything longer, and I'm talking about the main workout. I'm not talking about the warm-up. I'm not talking about the stretch after. I'm not really talking about the finisher. I'm talking about that main workout, 30 minutes, 25 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. That's a sweet spot because, again, you're not going to spike the cortisol. Remember, too much cortisol kills your testosterone, kills muscle, adds fat, and it will sabotage your growth hormone and testosterone, which we need to release to help us with our body and to help us with building muscle and burning fat. Okay, so let's move on to nutrition for hormone health. I'm gonna rip through this really quickly because nutrition plays a vital role in maintaining your health and energy level, specifically for offshore rig workers. Because of what you do, you're going to need more protein, right? And protein is important for muscle repair. It helps with obviously muscle growth. It helps with fat loss, but you also have to have a balance of starchy, complex carbs because that's going to help with sustained energy, right? Your complex carbs, your rice, your sweet potato, like that's got to be part of your every meal at least, or most of your meals, lunch and dinner. Anyway, healthy fats. Not only do healthy fats help you with sustainable energy, but what healthy fats also do is they have cholesterol. Good cholesterol is the precursor to testosterone production. So if you're not getting healthy fats, avocados, olive oil, grass-fed butter, then you don't have cholesterol, which is what testosterone needs for production. So you need those fats. And of course, for micronutrients, you're going to need vegetables and fruits. Like that's a given. Vegetables and fruits are a given. That's everything. So throughout the day, you should be eating 3 balanced plate meals every single time you eat. 3 times a day. That's it. No snacking in between. You should say, okay, where's my protein? There's my protein. There's my starchy carb. Oh, there's my healthy fat. And there's my vegetables and fruits. I'm good. Whether it's a smoothie, whether it's a breakfast bowl, or whether it's a meal. Okay. Balanced plates is so important, not only for, again, getting you the vitamins, the minerals, the micronutrients you need for your health, but also to help with building muscle, to help with body fat, to help with your energy, right? Maintaining a healthy weight is crucial for hormone balance. Strategies for fat loss and muscle growth are going to be about that macronutrient balance, right? Protein, healthy fat, starchy carb, and vegetables and fruits. I know vegetables and fruits are carbs, but I actually like to separate that so you have a balanced plate, 4 quadrants, right? Or if you have a smoothie, you're putting all of those things into that smoothie. It's all about again, reducing your fat, overall health, and your overall work performance. You're going to feel more energized, you're going to feel much better. And of course, sustained energy levels are going to come from hydration, making sure you're drinking enough water, making sure that you have those balanced meals throughout the day, and of course, getting good sleep and adequate rest to manage your recovery. So to sum everything up, I know that there's a contest going on, and you want to transform that body. You want to look good. You want to feel good, and all of that 100% happens. I have 15,000 men in my program who train like this, and their before and afters are absolutely incredible. If you go to over40alpha.com/proof, you're just gonna see scroll for probably 20 minutes of all of these transformations, because focusing on this holistic approach, right? Regular exercise, but smart training, right? Balanced nutrition, but it's sustainable, right? We want to be able to eat like this for the rest of our lives. It's not a diet. We're not counting calories. We're not weighing our food. We just want to put the carbs, proteins, fats, and vegetables and fruits on our plate. Adequate rest, really focusing on that sleep, really putting more emphasis on getting really good sleep. And I encourage you to focus on your T levels, testosterone, making sure that you get tested, you see where they're at, so that you can put into place a way of you to, to get to increase your testosterone naturally, because you want to do that naturally, so that you can live a better life, you can live healthier. And when you retire, you're not retiring with aches and pains and injuries, and you can't walk, you can't hike, you can't run around with the kids or grandkids. Like that's not how you want to live your life when you retire. You want to live your life looking back going, I was amazing at what I did, and now I feel amazing to take the next step of my life. I'm 54 years old, and I'm pretty much in the best shape of my life as a former professional athlete, but our margin for error as we get older is here. Like, we can't eat the same foods we used to and think, oh yeah, I'm gonna drink all day or drink today and I'm gonna feel great like I did in my 20s. That doesn't cut it. So we have to really be focused on making sure that we feed our body the right things, making sure that we're eating the right things, staying away from all that food, and allowing us to live a healthier life. So thank you so much. Hopefully that you got something from there. Maybe if you take one thing from there, that would be absolutely amazing. So if you have any questions or anything, the floor is open. The floor is open.
See if we've got anything coming in, Funk. So I've got a question. So
Sure.
a lot of the guys that we have are working on and offshore.
Yeah.
So sometimes they're working out in a cabin, or they might have a limited sort of gym area that they can use. Is there a particular piece of equipment you'd recommend that they use, such as, I don't know, a dumbbell or a kettlebell or resistance band, body weight exercises? What would you say is a good area for them to head for?
All the above. So I use body weight is huge for me. I love body weight training. Of course, dumbbells. If you get a pair of dumbbells, there's so much you can do with that. Resistance bands are great. They're, you get a set of resistance bands, and now you're able to train that it's joint friendly, right? Like it's more friendly to the joints, but you can still build that muscle. And of course, I love kettlebell training. I'm a certified kettlebell specialist. The only thing with kettlebells is you do need to learn how to use kettlebells. But man, if there's one piece of equipment, if I was on a stranded island, it would be a kettlebell. I just went to the cottage for a week. What did we bring? We brought kettlebells. Why? Because you can do so much specifically for what you guys do, but you do have to learn how to use them. So whether you're in a cabin, body weight, right? You go into that, what they call convict conditioning. But anyway, you're doing body weight. If you're in a gym, you can do a combination of both. Or if you're in your cabin, get some resistance bands and you'll be fine.
So the other thing is, obviously, when people are working offshore, then the meal choices might not be as easy for them to make. Do you think bringing in things like protein powders, that kind of thing, is that a good thing to add into their diet, essentially?
100%. I think protein is probably one of the most important macronutrients, because our body doesn't naturally produce protein, but we do need our protein. It's the building blocks of our muscles, our bones, and the metabolic process that go in our body. So having a good quality grass-fed whey protein isolate, not soy protein, not whatever else is out there. It's whey protein. Whey protein it's the highest in it's called a BV scale, biological value scale of protein. what has the best, highest quality protein. It's whey protein isolate. So getting a grass-fed whey protein isolate is great because you can put it in your morning steel cut oats, which is what I do. You can take it, you can put it in a smoothie, which is obvious. You drink it after your workout, and allows you to ensure that you're getting enough protein every day.
So leading on from protein, what's
Yeah.
your thoughts on creatine?
Love creatine too. So the thing with creatine, specifically as we get older, again, very, very good supplement. It's been studied forever, tons of times with all positive results. Our body has creatine, but creatine is going to help with performance, going to help with muscle growth, or specifically during recovery, and it's going to help with our brain health as well. So the thing with creatine is you just have to get through that 1 month, that first month of creatine, because you'll start to bloat. You'll feel like, oh man, I'm actually adding weight. But once you get past that, you can take that forever. You can take that forever. So yeah, that's another good one. Creatine, protein, definitely things like all your vitamins, right? So vitamin C, omega-3s, any type of probiotic that you can get for your gut health, because that's connected with everything. Good multivitamin, because again, where you're working and onshore, offshore, you really you don't have access to as much as everyone else does. So supplementation is going to be key to your health as well.
So obviously you talked about the workouts, and I've had the pleasure of taking part in your 28-day dumbbell workout. And
Yes.
in there, you've got, you built in some yoga days as well. Is that a
Yes.
really good thing to ensure that we're, putting into our fitness regime?
100%. It's all about sustainability. You got to think, am I going to be able to do this for the rest of my life? With my programming, I have to make sure that the guys in my program, because I have 36 months of programming, I got to make sure they don't get injured. So how do we do that? Well, it's mobility, it's yoga on your recovery days, because what that does is it helps with your flexibility, your mobility, your core strength, mental, allows you to get into that mindset zone, allows you to recover, and allows you to bounce back to your next workout. So adding those 2 days, it's usually Monday workout, Tuesday yoga or mobility or flexibility, Wednesday workout, Thursday yoga, mobility, Pilates. Like, you got to kind of take your ego and go, okay, I'm going to go to Pilates class, I'm going to go to yoga class, or I'm just going to follow this Pilates or yoga or mobility, because I know that it's helping me with my sustainability and keeping me injury free, or helping me with any injuries that I already have.
The 28-day dumbbell workout.
Yes.
That I've been, as I say, I've been taking part in. Can that program be viewed after that 28-day period is finished, or can people go back and keep doing those workouts?
Yeah, I generally don't. So yes, you can, but see, here's the thing: like, your body is so smart. Like, your body knows. Like, if you go back and continue to do the same exercises over and over again, your body's like, hey man, I did this already. We're doing this again. Like, give me a different variation of a lunge. Give me a different variation of a squat. Yes, you can progressively overload by adding weight, but again, it's just, my programming is based on 4-week intervals, right? 4-week blocks, because that gives your body enough time to adapt. It gives you enough time to master movements, and now you move on to the next, workout in the next 28 days with exercises may be similar. The workout setup may be similar, but most of the times mine are completely different to keep you going.
I'm not sure that I've managed to master the queens. Remember the queens
that
you do?
Beat the queens. Yeah, that's something that's going to take a while, which is why that's in a lot of my movements.
I think,
and it's so funny you just said that, because there are always going to be exercises that you just struggle with, but those are the ones that you want to master. Like, you're like, okay, I don't care. I'm going to master this. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to get this exercise for sure.
Well, what I did with those, the ones that I was really struggling on, I made sure that I did another exercise, but just carried on doing the same time. So if you had like 30 seconds on the screen or 45 seconds on the screen, whatever the exercise was, I would do something else as long as it was similar.
Right. Yes. You can do that. But I'm always like, okay, guys, listen, you have to make yourself better, not your exercise easier. That's kind of like our mantra, because a lot of guys struggle with a lot of, this renegade rows are tough, burpees are tough. Like, there's a lot of exercises that are tough, but the reason why we're moving in those planes of motion is because we're actually not used to moving like that. So that's why it's actually difficult, because we're not used to doing stepping back and then over. Who does that? But we do that in life sometimes, right? We may be falling and we're like, oh. But when you work out those exercises, you'll get better at them
I think there's some like dead bugs that really, when you get older, you really have to think about doing a dead bug. An easy exercise, but you have to engage your brain.
Man, you are incredible, Jason. Yes, exactly. The dead bug is one of those like focus exercise. You really have to have that mental focus. And one of the other mantras I talk about with my training is you have to be intentional, right? Because when you're intentional with your workouts, with your exercises, you do need to focus. Like it's actually, cognitive training sometimes, right?
It's not just about the weight.
Yeah. But again, when you start to put that brain to work as you're exercising, you're going to start to connect the mind to the body, the mind to the muscle. Exactly. Okay, this is what's supposed to be working. Oh, now I feel it. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, I finally got it. Again, with new movements, you're going to struggle, and it's going to tap into your ego. But knowing that every single week I'm getting a little better, it's so rewarding. It's so rewarding.
So we have we've got the pleasure of getting that 28-day dumbbell exercise out to these guys working offshore.
Yes.
What would be the next thing? So say they finished that program, what would you recommend that they did after that? Are you going to go say the kettlebell, one of the other workouts that you've got there that they can sign up for?
I would say over40alpha.com. Go to over40alpha.com, $1. You'll be able, it's 36 months of workouts there. So literally every single phase, it's a different phase. It's progressive. So it's 3 years of training that I do coaching calls similar to this. We usually run for 2 hours. Once a month, I do Facebook Lives once a month. We have this community of over 3,000 guys from all over the world who support each other. Like literally, if you think about this, specifically, you guys probably have the same type of demographic, but you have people from all over the world, different races, different ages, different backgrounds, different religion, all of that stuff. We don't talk religion. We don't talk politics. It's just about helping each other. And these guys are telling you, I love you, man. I love you, man. I love you, man. Like, imagine having a place as men to go to where you can be vulnerable, because we don't judge, right? Everyone comes in, not great, but you do workout number 1 and you're like, oh man, that was the hardest workout. You got a guy who's in phase 20 going to you, hey, don't worry about it. I remember that workout. I remember how hard it is. Keep going. So everyone's on the same journey. It's incredible. So yeah, over40alpha.com for sure. After you finish the 28-day program, because it's free. So just take it, use it,
and do it. Yeah,
do it. Yeah, 100%.
Get it done.
Yeah.
The other thing I quite like about that workout, the dumbbell one, is that I was able to bring Mary, my partner, so she got involved as well. So it was nice that you had the video and there's the 2 of you doing it, your wife as well. So I was able to bring Mary in, and she's been getting the benefit of doing the dumbbell workout as well.
Yeah. So obviously women can do these. Yeah, 100%. Obviously women can do this. So my wife is like, it's so funny because in my workouts, Angela's not. She's more our kettlebell person, but she's in a much better shape than I am, as you probably see through the workouts. I'm usually going, hey, guys, just follow Angela, because I'm dying, right? Again, she's lifting the weight. She's crushing it. And so the guys in my program are like, oh, I didn't follow you, Funk. You're dying. I followed Angela because she's the one. So yeah, women can come and use the exact same type of workouts. The only thing that's going to be different with the women is going to be nutrition.
Yeah, she has the technique, that's for sure.
Yeah, totally, 100%.
That's really good. So I think it's been absolutely fantastic you having involved, and it'd be really good if we can see some of you guys out there to take Funk Roberts up on his offer of doing the 28-day dumbbell workout. I think it's a good program to do, and I think there is so much you get from it, whether it be just exercising your mind to get the dead bugs done, or just being able to progress and move up weight. So start off light and just move up. And so I did it in such a way that week 1 I took it at this week 2 I just upped the weight a little bit, week 3, and so on and so on and so on. And I think that's a good way of progressing through it and reviewing it as well. You can go back and pick out workouts. I wasn't necessarily the best at doing the yoga, but certainly I didn't mind lifting the weight.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's usually the first thing that happens. Guys are just doing the workouts, and then when they get like a little tweak or whatever, it's like, are you stretching first? Are you doing the recovery? And once they add that, it's just like, oh man, it's a whole different thing. It is, again, ego crushing. Yoga is very difficult, specifically if you don't do it. It is tough. Yeah. It keeps you in check. It's like, oh my God, this is so difficult.
I think yoga is harder than lifting the weight.
100%. Yeah, I agree with you. But yeah, guys, It's totally free. All you have to do is send the email down, and you get access to you get access to it on the app too. So it's workouts, it's follow along workouts. So you just click play, and I'm going to be there. Amanda's going to be there. You'll see me struggling, but I'm going to make sure that give you cues to do the exercises correct. You're going to get recovery stuff. You're going to get the ab finishers, core and ab finishers. So and the movements are going to be, total body movements. And you're going to see that this type of training is difficult sometimes, specifically if you're doing things other than that. But you're also going to feel different. You're gonna look different. And even if you do that program twice, like maybe you do it the first time to get used to everything, and then you want to do it again just to master, you can totally do that. But take advantage. It's free.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm giving you a free program that people pay lots of money for. So take advantage of it, use it, and see, prove me wrong that the workouts and the training isn't gonna be better for you. Prove me wrong.
Thank you so much, Funk Roberts. It's been amazing having you for the Rig Run webinars, and we really look forward to seeing you in the future and doing stuff with us in the future. It's been absolutely fantastic. So guys, get out there, join the Funk Roberts on these amazing workouts.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Take care.
Cheers, guys. All the best.